Hey guys, welcome back to the Painscreek Killings. This is part 3 and we've now just entered the manor grounds where we are going to see if we can find out what happened to Vivian Roberts, how she was killed, what the murder weapon was, who killed her. Everyone so far that we've seen, Andrew Reed, who was working there, Scott, who was the suspect, obviously Vivian, they're all dead. So I'm not sure. This is just kind of like finding out to see who actually was the killer, if they're still alive or not. We don't know where the PI is. We found his car, we found his diary, we found some information on that. We're going to go and visit the hospital again as well to see if we can get some more access and get power back onto the hospital. And yeah, so we're just going to continue and see what we can find. We've been to the church, we've been to the cemetery. There was an area in the cemetery that we couldn't get into. We haven't been able to find the time capsule from the kids. We haven't found everything in the hospital. We haven't found everything in the inn because we couldn't get into the PI's room. He was renting a room there, and we saw that rent was overdue, but I don't know if anything actually happened after that. But we couldn't get in there, we couldn't find a key. So we are now currently going to check out the manor and see if we can find out what happened to Vivian Roberts. She was murdered and she was put outside the front gates of her house for everybody to see. There was not enough evidence to convict Scott of the killings. So he was let off and it became a cold case. So let's see what we can find. Okay. We don't have a key to unlock. We've got a Slim Jim, which I don't think is going to be usable. No. Okay. A couple of the other cars we looked at, there was nothing in them. However, their glove boxes are all locked. So I don't know if we're going to land up getting a lockpick at some point. Okay, this is the storeroom, which obviously locked. And there's a code. 4-digit codes. So if we look at the codes that we've received so far, got a cemetery gate padlock, which we've used. That's visitor's book. We've got into the church by using that key. That was the funeral for the Andrew Reed. The church. Scott didn't need dinner. It's meet at our secret hideout. This could be a hideout. Could it be 8831? Let's try. 8831. Haha. Great. Trisha and Scott used to meet here. And they used to change the key code. Okay, we've got some chess pieces. It's a bishop and a castle or a rook. Got the mansion room key, which is great. We've got a key to Trisha's room, I'm assuming, or it's a key to Trisha's diary. Right, March 26, 1993. I like being with Scott. I can be myself in front of him. He doesn't judge me or tell me what to do. He cares about what I think. He makes me happy. Scott and I decided to have our own secret hideout. It'll be really fun. Mum won't know. We are secretly meeting. I'm so glad that Scott is now working at the mansion, although having Andrew as a supervisor is probably not the best idea. He's drunk all the time. I don't want him to influence Scott in a bad way. Scott has to work the garden the whole day. After that, he has some errands to do. I guess we won't be meeting today. I miss him already. I want to learn photography, so Mom hired Oliver to be my tutor. At first I thought he would be too old to teach, plus his techniques are probably too ancient. But when he came, I was surprised that he's a very humble person. Despite our age differences, we talked for hours. I felt comfortable around him. Then he showed me the photos he took. They were beautiful. It was around that point that I figured out that Oliver is perfect as a tutor, that I shouldn't have been so quick to judge the old man. I'm glad Oliver is my teacher. Scott has finally finished moving all his stuff to the cabin. Winter's coming. It'll be extremely cold in the cabin. The fireplace should help. Maybe I should knit a scarf for Scott? I think I'll visit him today. I'm not quite sure how old Trisha is, because the way her writing, I mean, she's not a child, obviously, but hang on. Oliver from the photo lab borrowed a shovel and a wrench. Andrew. P.S. We have extras, so I told him he could keep the tools until he's done with them. Okay. So shovel and a wrench. I need to go to the Photoshop. But I'll need a Photoshop key. Because her writing's almost childlike. It's a bit unexpected. Oh, this is a box of wine. Okay. Thought there was a letter. Also notice it kind of never gets dark here. Okay, this is going to be the garage. Let's quickly go around here. Okay. It's a little courtyard area. Okay, that's locked. Door is bolted from the inside. Okay. Can I open these garage doors? No. Okay. So I'm not getting into the garage. So if it's bolted from the inside, who bolted it? Is there someone in there? Bolted from the inside. Weird. I mean, obviously went out the garage door, but still. Just check down there. Give me a little bit of a view. A little bit of a layout. Right, let's go inside. That was very ominous creaking sound. Okay. How are we going to tackle this? What is that? Influential citizen Vivian Roberts, the People of the State of Newland Awards, July 24th, 1979. Okay. Oh, that looks like a note. No, it isn't. It tricked me. Okay, great. Little sunroom kind of vibe. Steps, what's in here? Oh, a wine cellar. Can we unlock it at any point? No, I don't think so. Not currently, anyway. Okay, so we've got a big lounge. Let's go down this side first. Okay, this is a nice big study. Can't turn the light on. Right. Okay, this is a map for the second floor, so we will keep that with us. That's great. Okay. Can we pick up the scissors? No. Pick up the duct tape? No. Right. What is this door? Okay, this is a coded door. I don't know what door it is though. We did have a picture of the where was that picture of the diary? That's a long code though. 025241. That's not gonna fit here. No. That is a 5-digit code though, so we need to keep that in mind. Everything's been 4 digits so far. Alrighty. Nice big sitting room. That must be the family. Charles, Vivian and Trisha. Nice family. Take a picture. Okay. Right, you open that. And we have a Flashlight. Dr. Henry Johnson found drowned in vehicle at bottom of Cherry Creek Lake. So this is another person tied to the Roberts family that is dead because he was her doctor. Body submerged in water for as long as 15 days. A burgundy car was found at the bottom of Cherry Creek Lake yesterday afternoon. A swimmer, who chose to remain anonymous, said he was diving in the lake when he saw what happened to be a red car glittering at the bottom of the lake. He swam towards the vehicle and was shocked to see a body in the driver's seat. He quickly called the police. 3 hours later, the vehicle was pulled out of the lake and the body was identified as Dr. Henry Johnson. Based on the police report, the body has been in the water between 10 and 15 days. Hospital staff confirmed that Dr. Johnson last checked in on June 28, 1995. The hospital staff assumed he had left Painscreek for business purposes, which Dr. Johnson was known to do rather privately. No missing persons report was filed. Okay, interesting. No telephone connection. Alrighty. Right. Got the kitchen. Some cupboards we can open. What is that? Flower. Flower or flower? That's an interesting little marking in the cupboard. Why is that marking like that? None of the others have got markings like that. I know I'm like a spastic person when it comes to this kind of thing. I just have to take photos of everything. Anyone delivering food to church on Saturdays, please lock all the doors and return the key under the flower pot before leaving. Alrighty, that's in case we came here first instead of going to the church. Cooking where? Okay, we can't go further there. There are, however, a mansion room key. Fantastic. Shopping for Trisha's birthday. 3 packs of balloons, candles, new tablecloths, baking powder, eggs, and strawberries. Okay. Alrighty, can we reach these cupboards? Sort of. Some pots and pans and some Adios low cholesterol cereal. Okay, let's go this way first. There's nothing down here. Wow, this place is huge. Obviously it's huge, it's a mansion. Okay, let's try this key. Okay, this key. There's something with that was Trisha's key. Right, so it's none of those keys. Okay, we've got 2 more rooms down here. Oh my gosh, okay. That goes upstairs. We'll come back to this room. Wow, okay. We've got the light on. Nice. Okay. Weird, but alright. Okay. Okay. Know what needs to be censored and what doesn't need to be censored. Thought it was some shadow of the tree moving. Okay. There's a book here. Read. March 14, 1993. We went hunting this afternoon. Scott's quite a fast learner and has good manners too. I told him to call me Charles, but he kept saying it's more appropriate to call me Mr. Roberts. I almost got the deer on the second try. If he keeps this up, I'll take him over Bernard as my hunting partner. Trisha's been rather obvious in her interests. He's a good-looking young man and respectful to others. I don't mind his status. There's nothing wrong with being an orphan. If there is, it's a parent's fault. I know that Trish fancies him. I've grown to like him too. Today is Mom's death anniversary. It's been 18 years since she passed away. I paid my respects at her tombstone. Vivian wasn't feeling well and chose not to come, so I asked Scott to accompany me. He brought fresh lilies. He said lilies suggest that the souls of the deceased have returned to a peaceful state. Sometimes I feel like he's a son to me. Now that I think about it, Vivian is always getting sick during this time of the year. Okay. I knew our relationship would not be as close as we had it, but ever since Vivian discovered my affairs, she hasn't been the same. Really? She once joked to her friends during a dinner that all politicians are alike, and as a politician's wife, she has learned to close one eye. Sometimes I feel sorry for her. I think it was because of Trisha that she didn't leave me. She's a good wife and a good mother. I'm grateful for that. No, but you still cheated on me, you asshole. So weird, my wife's not the same after she found out I had all these affairs. Okay, Last Supper. Mona Lisa. These are very famous paintings. Okay, so there's that artwork area. We got his diary from there. We are going to come back to that room. Like I said, I just want to do the whole first floor first. Okay, what is in here? A linen laundry area. Okay. Maybe a staff kitchen. Okay, nothing in the cupboards. Oh, another diary. I've been here almost 3 months. Everyone treats me well. Most of the workers have been here for a long time, some as long as 30 years. Dorothy is probably the oldest maid here. She's really nice and is responsible for taking care of all the maids. She's always giving me snacks. The other oldest worker is probably Bernard, the butler. He's so serious. I don't think I've ever seen him smile. Dorothy and Bernard don't talk much to each other. However, they are perfect when it comes to attending to Charles and Vivian's needs. I guess that's why they're in charge here. I notice Charles and Vivian are never together much either, even when they are both at home. They don't seem happy. What's going on? Vivian was passing by when I broke the vase. I must have been really nervous because I stood there for God knows how long. I thought she would scold me or even fire me. Instead, Vivian invited me to have tea with her. She asked about my parents and what I wanted to do in the future. I told her I hoped to open my own deli someday. She said I could do anything if I set my mind on it and worked really hard. Like me, she used to be poor. Now she's a successful businesswoman. I hope to be like her someday. Wanda is sick. I heard she has cancer. It's been 2 months since I took over for her. Her son Derek. So Wanda's son Derek is still not Daniel. Who the F is Daniel? Stays with her whenever he's not driving for Charles. I feel sorry for them. Luckily, Miss Roberts helps with their financial needs. I pray she gets well soon. Andrew shouted at me for walking on the grass, although I was sure I didn't step on it this time. He's always drunk anyways. Scott told me to ignore him. I'm not sure how he could be so patient, always taking care of Andrew and covering his workload. I would have assumed that Scott was Andrew's son, if I had not known that Father Matthew adopted him years ago. He's so nice and talented, not to mention handsome. If only he wasn't taken. So whose diary is that now? Let's just have a look here. Okay, Andrew's diary, Charles's, James's, Mary. Okay, Mary Martinez. Scott's diary, that's fine. Stephen's diary, Trisha's diary, and Wanda's diary. Okay. I have to open all the doors in case. Alright. I think we've done the whole of the downstairs. So now I want to do... No, it wasn't this way. Was it this way? No, that was that was a door that's locked. It was around here. Because this one looks a little bit more ominous than the others. these stairs. Ah, you see, okay. Right, so we've got gym equipment, a bicycle, 2 treadmills. Bernard, Charles, Derek, Bernard, Charles, Derek, Vivian, Trisha. So this is obviously their schedule. Okay. Vivian, Trisha, Derek. Who was that? Charles's. Bernard's. Ooh, Bernard's has a key. Let's see what key that is. House entrance key. I know one of them mansion lockers. And then like ballet bars or whatever. Alright. There are so many rooms, it's locked. Okay, so now let's try. We've got 1. Doesn't work. We've got 2. Doesn't work. We've got 3. Doesn't work. And we've got 4. Doesn't work. Alrighty. What note does this say? I forgot to return the servant's room key in time, so I left the key in the kitchen drawer. Servant's room key. Okay, that's the kitchen drawer one that we found. Okay. That one doesn't work. It's not going to be... Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, servant's quarters probably. Is there a light switch? Nope. It's a paper. I need to report Scott to Bernard. His suspicious acts are getting out of hand. Today I saw him peeking into Mr. and Mrs. Roberts' room from the window. He's been told many times now not to do this. Is that Mary? Okay, well, hang on. Okay. Hangers and drawers. Hangers and drawers. Right, so bunk beds. And another piece of paper. I was cleaning Mrs. Roberts' tea room when I stumbled across a pile of letters full of negative comments addressed to her. Why on earth does she keep those letters? She, more than anybody in this town, doesn't deserve to be attacked by these faceless cowards. These people cannot see the positive impact she has made for this community. It's not her fault that her business deals can't please everyone. Mary, we're going to take photos of these because these are not updating in my journal. Because we've got newspapers, we've got letters and documents, and we've got other, but there's nothing under other at the moment. Oh, another diary. I was cleaning the mansion attic today when I found Derek and Wanda's old stuff. I asked Derek about it and he told me he used to live here with his mom until he was about 6 years old. We chatted for like an hour. I've never talked to him that much. It felt really quite nice talking with him, rather relaxing. I had to interact with Bernard today. His left wrist was swollen pretty badly. When asked what happened, he claimed he fell during rock climbing and twisted his left hand, so he can't help with writing the Easter invitations this year. I told him he only needs his right hand for writing. He looked at me as if I was joking. How could I have known that he was left-handed? Dorothy asked me to help clean her house tomorrow. I didn't know she has her own place. I thought she lived with the Roberts family in the nanny's room. She said she hasn't used the house for the past few months, but it needs to be taken care of every now and then. She will be 60 this year. I think I should help her. P.S. The address is 40 Black Pine Road. Trisha and Vivian had an argument during dinner. Vivian is thinking to send Trisha to college, but Trisha wants to be with Scott. She's not thinking straight. I was about to clean the gallery when I noticed the door was already slightly open. I looked inside and saw Mr. Roberts standing in front of a painting. Right before he left, I heard a faint click. Oh. As he was leaving the gallery, I hid in the staircase hallway. When I was sure he was gone, I went to the gallery to see what he was so entranced by. It was just a painting of an old woman with a white headband. I wonder what is so interesting about this lady. There will be a grand party to celebrate Trisha's birthday this evening. She will officially be 21 years old. Trisha and Scott are meeting at the shed behind the mansion. They've called it their secret hideout. I know Vivian doesn't want Trisha to be with Scott. Should I tell her about it? So, painting of a woman with a white headband. Dr. Johnson is dead. He was the head of Painscreek Community Hospital as well as the Roberts family doctor. The police came by and asked if Vivian would be willing to go down to the station for another interview. I was nervous, but Vivian was very calm and accepted their request. She came back in the evening and assured us that everything was okay. She had nothing to do with Dr. Johnson's death. His death was purely an accident. Okay, so Mary Martinez's story. Alright, okay, so we've now finished Mary Martinez's diary story. But okay, there's only one more door on this floor. Okay, it's not that one, and it's not that one. Okay, no problem. I know we can go around. There's nothing there, no. Okay. That's a nice patio. Balcony, pool table. What have we got here? A sheet to count scores. Okay, I don't need anything from that. That's great. How do I get in here? Can't open the wine cabinet. Nope, nothing there. 20 years later, Painscreek still honors the lives of the coal mine workers. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Despite shock and pain, it was a tragedy that united everyone. 20 years ago, 6 members of this village, together with 13 others from the town of Hillsdale and Old Creek, perished in one of the coal mine demolition programs. The coal mine belonged to the Roberts Mining Company. Vivian Roberts, who had just married into the Roberts family, started a fundraising event that raised $96,000, contributing $24,000 from her own company. A total of $120,000 was compensated to the 6 families. This is a very small sum compared to what those families lost, and no amount of money can replace their loved ones, Vivian told the press. What we can do, however, is provide them with whatever help they may need, and for those who have helped financially, the Robert family thanks you. The words not only comforted those families, and then continued on page 3. Examine ginger beer. Okay. Let's just go check here. Nothing in the bin. Okay. Before we do anything else, we're going back down the stairwell, which is here. No. No. Oh, where am I? It's through the gym. That's right. Into the gallery. Old woman with a white headband. It's this one. So she heard a click. So why can't I do anything with this? Okay, is there another one? No, 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 no. Nope. Nope. That's the only one with the old woman with a white headband. I would have thought it would allow us to investigate. Is there a spot that I need to press on the sides? Excellent. So, okay. What was that? I know it was... No, not that. I know it said security room, but I'm interested to say 025214. 025214. Really? 025241. Sorry. 025214. 0241. That's very interesting. I honestly thought that was going to work. 025241. Mansion. 025241. Not. Okay. Clearly there's something else that needs to happen here. Nothing else gives me a 5-digit code. Unless it was his mother's death day. She married Charles. But then we go to journal. Then we go to Charles's journal. Went hunting. Today is my mother's death anniversary. 082793. 082793. 082793. Okay, well, we tried. No. 270893. Right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we were up by the billiard room, which is up there. Let's just go up the stairs here. Okay, billiard room is the side of the bar. So we're going to check at these doors. Secure. 025241. Okay. Righty ho. Keys. Nanny's room, Trisha's room, and tea room. Guest room, attic, and garage. Okay. Bernard Hopkins, male. That's what he looks like. Painscreek number, pop, regular employee, butler, staff house management, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's Derek. That's Wanda. Oh, hang on. Currently hospitalized. She'll resume her work when discharged. Andrew Reed, hardworking and trusted by Vivian Roberts. Dorothy, longest hired employee of the Roberts family. Mary, still waiting for photo. Previously worked at Moon Cafe. Okay. Right, content updated. Let's just check here. Great. And I can't click on the tape. Nothing in the bin. Can't click on any of these tapes or open any of those drawers. Security desk logbook. Someone ran through the garden last night. A man about 5'5", wearing a hooded sweater, climbed the fence wall into the garden. He proceeded to run into the backyard and jumped over the back wall. A new stack of VHS tapes arrived. Please use the new tapes instead of recording over existing ones. I came across a note by Magdalene Roberts stuck between one of the old logbooks. It was requesting the search of a missing security tape dated 28th of June 1975. It seemed the tape was never found. We have a new security guard coming in today. His name is Samuel Green. Tom Parker will be his mentor to get him up to speed. Andrew came to the mansion at around 11 p.m. He was very drunk. Scott was called. He arrived around 11:15 and brought Andrew home. Today marks Tom Parker's 20th year since he started work at the mansion. He'll be retiring from his position next month to take care of his ailing wife. There's a strange tale going around Painscreek recently. Stephanie, a 6-year-old girl, got lost during Halloween. Apparently she followed some fireflies in the woods and could not get back home. Her parents called the sheriff. They conducted a search but could not find her. 2 hours later, Stephanie got home safe and sound. When asked how she found her way back, Stephanie said a young lady found her crying and brought her back. She didn't know the lady's name, but remembered her being pretty and having long black hair. She was wearing a black dress similar to what the mansion maids wear at work. The strange thing is that when asked around, all the maids said they were working that evening. Okay. Wonder if that is Bernard's... not Bernard, Andrew's wifey. Okay, so we got into the security room, we got a list of employees. Okay, let's try the keys. Oh, first try. It is dark, and now it is light. Okay, what have we got in here? This is almost like a bit of an attic storage room, kind of looks like. Okay. The Benfield secret safe instructions. Insert the clock key. Set the time, turn the key. Tea time? Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a very large painting of a shipwreck. Okay. Interesting, what's down here? Oh, we've come across to the other side. Interesting. Okay, examine bottle caps. Okay, wow, a lot of bottles. This is someone's diary. I didn't feel well today. I had a nightmare last night. I cannot remember what it was like, but it was unnerving. I see Scott all the time now since he has started working at the mansion. He's always with Trisha. I used to be the one to hang out with Trisha. This is hysteric, I bet you. Mom says she feels better these days. It's as if she forgot she even has cancer. I hope she recovers quickly. Mr. Johnson is a great man to help out like this. Trisha talked to me today. She said Scott is busy recently and she feels lonely. I would never make her feel that way. I cannot say it to her, but I will be there whenever she needs me. We talked a lot. I wish every day would be like today. Today Scott came and asked if I know anything about Father Calvin. I already knew him as the previous church pastor before Father Matthew took over. I told Scott to ask Matthew about it. Scott didn't say anything and left. Looks like they aren't getting along too well. That's going to be Derek's diary. Okay, can we open these drawers? Nope. Can we open any of these drawers? We can. What is down in here? Nothing. Scissors. A well-cleaned grill fork. Okay. Can't open these cupboards. And I don't need to open the Irish doors. And open these cupboards. Pick up. Okay, that's a gardening rake. Read. Item needed for the barbecue. Charcoal, grill brush, grill fork, lighter fluid, grill brush. Why was it grill brush twice? Do that. Okay. Let's go back up this way. Right, okay. Question is, what time is tea time? Okay. This door is locked. Can we unlock it with any of the keys we've got? Not that one. Not that one. Yep, that one. Great. Okay. Holy Bible. And we can't open the cupboard, the wardrobe. There's a note here. Dear Charles, I've worked here for more than 20 years and I'm so glad that I was able to spend time here with everyone. I greatly appreciate the opportunities you gave me and the time I spent with Trisha. Trisha was everything to me and she loved me. She smiled whenever I called her. I wish I could have given her more. Despite what happened here in Painscreek, there are moments of pure joy that we've all shared together. I will hold on to these memories. I'm so sorry that I'm leaving and won't be able to serve you anymore. Thank you for everything. Please take care of yourself. Sincerely, Dorothy. Okay. I can't believe that Andrew tried to kill himself again. Oh my gosh, thank God for Scott. I can't imagine what would have happened if Scott wasn't there to save him. Andrew was never like this when Laura and Daniel were here. Oh. Laura is his wife and Daniel was his son. Even as his wife, I doubt Laura has any idea why Andrew turned out this way. I can't blame her for leaving him and taking their son. Gotcha. I wonder if they've contacted each other since then. I visited Andrew at the hospital today. He seemed different. He looked calm, as if he had somehow managed to find peace within himself. The attending nurse said Scott has been here almost every day, taking care of him and being with him. Andrew has been talking a lot with Scott. Andrew told me he's ready to see Laura and Daniel again. I'm glad to hear that. I should call Laura and tell her the good news. Scott came to fix my leaking sink today. He did a wonderful job. I offered him tea and we talked quite a bit, mostly about Charles and Vivian. I showed him my old photo album. To my surprise, Scott became very quiet. He asked me if he could borrow one of the photographs. I didn't see why not. He thanked me and left in a hurry. Oh, I should call Laura and tell her about Andrew's situation. It's ironic that Andrew died shortly after being saved. I met Laura and Daniel at Andrew's funeral today. Daniel reminded me of Andrew. I can't believe he's already 15 years old. Last I saw him, he was only 7. Laura and Andrew had been sending the money these last few years. Laura said Andrew. She's been considering to return to Painscreek so they could be together again. If only I'd called Laura before the fire accident. I feel so sorry for him. Okay, so she is picture of Dorothy and Trisha years ago. Ah, that's cute. It's interesting though because I wonder what photo he took. And from the way that Andrew was talking about it, he made it sound like Laura was dead. He was seeing her as hallucinations. But she wasn't, she just took their son away. There's a newly hired maid named Sophia. I think Matthew recommended her, saying that she's his cousin. She's very pretty and has very good manners. She's a quick learner too and does whatever she's told to do. She's very eager, asking a lot on what she should do, how she should act when Charles and Vivian are present, how to be perfect at her job. I like her already. The guys delivering food to the mansion were gawking at Sophia as if they've never seen a pretty girl before. I had to ask Sophia to go back into the house, otherwise someone might have funny ideas. Her uniform needs a little more cover. Matthew sometimes comes over and checks to see if Sophia's doing okay. I tell him he's worrying too much, that Sophia's loved by all. Matthew seems pleased every time I say this. If I didn't know any better, I'd think that Matthew liked her. Okay. Father Matthew? It rained heavily today. Sophia and I were having our tea break when she asked me, what does it feel like to be loved? I said, well, it's like the feeling you get when you are with your parents. She was quiet for a moment and then replied, it's hard for me to imagine because I don't have parents. I didn't know what to say to her at that time, but after the break was over, I decided to make effort to care for her more. I wonder if that's the photo that Scott took. Maybe they're siblings? Or went to the same orphanage? Why is Father Matthew so involved? Okay. Right. Do we have a key for this door? Nope, not that one. Not that one. It's that one. Alrighty. Oh. Interesting. House entrance. Mansion security room. No, it's going to be a very different key. It's not going to be any of these keys. Okay, but now we know where the clock is. That needs a key. Key with an exquisite design. Vivian Roberts' diary. Charles is running for election. I talked to Wilson and Edwards and they have both agreed to support us. I don't think they are doing this solely to gain business benefits. Rather, they believe in Charles. Their support will help boost morale for our party. It's our anniversary today. Charles invited me to my favorite restaurant. It was a complete surprise, and I was so happy. I thought he might have forgotten. After dinner, we spent the rest of the evening walking along the beach. We talked as if we were teenagers in love. I could not remember the last time I felt this carefree. Magdalena's coming. What should I do? He's always asking when I'll be having kids, and I don't think I'm ready yet. Not when I'm still recovering from the miscarriage. Oh, shame. Edwards called today and tried to push me in favor of a business agreement that we discussed months ago. I rejected his request since it will breach the trust agreement between our companies. I didn't expect him to threaten me by backing out from supporting Charles. If that'll happen, so be it. I would rather lose his support than make deals with people with no integrity. Edwards. Interesting. Edwards. There's a bunch of hate mail in here. How does it feel to ruin the lives of so many? Something costed me my job, you heartless witch. You don't deserve to live. Okay. Nelson and Brown investigation. Investigation on Painscreek Community Hospital donation funds. Dear Ms. Vivian Roberts, our latest investigation shows that Dr. Henry Johnson has been embezzling funds from the Roberts Relief Foundation. He's sending a portioned amount to an offshore private account under the name of Jefferson Investment, LLC. Every 5th of the month, an exact amount of $9990 is being transferred, supposedly for the payment of medical supplies and equipment. However, neither the equipment nor the medical supplies could be accounted for. This has been going on for the past 16 months. As of now, the total amount embezzled is $160,000. Sincerely, Roland Brown. Okay. I wonder if it was someone who's said that the hospital closed down because of the embezzled funds. Interesting. There's a fork. Just one though. Okay. Got my painting. Painting the floor. Can't open those doors. Right, so that was the whole top section. Let's see if we've got a key. Right. This looks like it could be like Trisha's room. Trisha requested that all her books be brought to her room in the hospital. I forgot she was in the hospital. Well, let's unlock it with this key. Nope. Is that this exquisite key? Nope. It's not this key. Nope. Okay. Her diary. Scott's a strange kid, very quiet. I don't think it's right for the other boys to bully him and call him names. I wonder why Scott's parents didn't want him. I don't like after-school programs, especially ballet. It's difficult and boring, and I hate proper etiquette. What's wrong with being myself? I don't need to be like Mum. I haven't seen Dad for a while. I wonder when he'll be back. Every time I enter the study room, I can smell his tobacco smell. It's the perfect reminder when he's gone for so long. I miss Dad. Mom's always working. She's so busy with other people that she has no time for me. Study room code. Sometimes I wonder if Mom loves me. Maybe I should call Dorothy Mother instead. 44871. Interesting. Okay, I can't open any of those drawers. We're all good. Okay. Ooh, okay, let's try this key now. Excellent. Must have belonged to Scott. Please hold on to this. Someday I'll tell you everything. Oh, and he's passed. Mom is so judgmental. She doesn't want me to be near Scott, saying I should find someone who is of the same class as me. What does that even mean? Who determines what class Scott is in? Did Mom talk to Father Matthew? Is that why Father Matthew also forbade us from seeing each other? Don't they know we're in love? Last night Scott and Father Matthew had a big fight. Father Matthew told him to stop seeing me again. I asked Scott why, but he didn't know the reason. I feel so miserable. Scott asked if I had a younger brother named Vincent. I didn't. He told me that it probably was just a rumor, but wanted to be sure about it. He'd spread such a rumor about my family. At dinner, I asked Mom if I ever had a younger brother named Vincent. She stared at me and said no. She then asked where I got the name from. When I said from Scott, she told me dinner's over. I argued with her. She yelled and sent me to my room. Later, I heard her arguing with Dad. How could Mom fire Scott? That is so unreasonable. There's no reason at all for firing him. And why can't I see Scott anymore? I love Scott. Dad loves him too. Only Mom hates him, and I don't even know why. I find it really strange. I knew that today was Scott's day off, so I tried to surprise him at the cabin. However, I could not find him. I searched everywhere, inside and outside of the cabin. He was nowhere to be found. Just as I was about to leave, he suddenly appeared as if he'd been there the whole time. This has happened several times now. I'm wondering if there's a hidden room in the cabin that I just don't know about. Read Trisha's story. Dear Trisha, you can always stay at my place when you feel lonely. Dorothy. Oh, Dorothy, you are so sweet. Thank you. There was a lot in there. Wow, my goodness. Okay. Open onto the patio. Okay. So I think balcony, Trisha's room. That's where I am now. Tea room. Bar. Balcony. Dorothy's security. Attic. Guest room. Maid's room. Bathroom. Exercise room. So I wonder. I want to go back to this room that had the clock and place this exquisite key in there. Nope. Really? Interesting. I really thought it was going to be this one. Elizabeth Mansions. Okay, well, we're not ready for that yet then, obviously. Because that's a tea room. And I think we've been to all the other rooms so far. The one thing we haven't done is be able to find what's behind. Oh, we did find that behind this painting. We just didn't have the opportunity to actually do anything with it. So we didn't have a code. So we don't have a key for this room yet. That room we've been in. What is in this room? Okay, and again, we're just going to use them all. Okay, that's gym. Right, that's the balcony. Okay. Were there any rooms in here that I couldn't open that I can now check with the keys that I've got? Let's just check this key. And this key. Oh. That was not what I was expecting to open this room. Alrighty. Okay, so we can see nothing. Big bed. This is a big bedroom. Can't pull that out. Okay. What key do we have here? 201. Yes. Excellent. That is for the inn, for the room that Stephen was using. Andrew came and told me he didn't need an assistant. He said Scott is too inexperienced and is a burden to him. What he hasn't realized is that the garden has not been maintained well over the past few months, that his drunk behavior is irritating, and that Scott is actually doing more work than he is. Scott is a fast learner. He should be up to speed in no time. Charles was the one who insisted on hiring him anyway. Charles likes the boy. They've been hunting together quite a number of times, and Charles always seems happy with his company. I just don't understand his love for hunting. He sometimes spends more time in his hunting cabin than he does at home. I was shocked to learn that Scott has been asking around about Sophia. How did he know about Sophia? You could have told him. It must be Andrew, that drunk. I told him Sophia's gone. Those hallucinations of his are getting worse. He needs to see Henry and get more pills. I need to have Bernard keep an eye on Scott from now on. I'll try and see who he talks to and who he asks. I called Oliver and asked if he could be the main photographer for the Easter fundraising event. When he asked me what the funds will be used for, I told him it would be used to raise awareness of Painscreek, to promote our town's tourism. After listening, he agreed to help. When asked how much he would charge, he simply said it'd be free. I was surprised. I was surprised. I appreciate his contribution to this town. The deal with Howard Medical came through just as I anticipated. Instead of being happy, I feel empty. Am I getting numb from work? Or is it that I just don't care anymore? Our dinner tonight was quiet. Charles didn't eat much. He asked me about my day, but I didn't want to talk about it. As a matter of fact, I don't want to talk to him much these days. Trissa was silent as well. She's distancing herself from me. I can feel it. She used to confide in me, talk about everything. Now we hardly talk. Is stopping her from seeing Scott wrong? I don't want Trisha to be near Scott anymore. Of all the men in this world, why would Trisha pick him? This is unacceptable. Oh my goodness. Something is going on here. This is going to be for the thingy in Trisha's room. It's going to be the thingy in Trisha's room. Oh, there's a blue hat. Is there anything on the blue hat that I need to look at? Nope. Okay, let's just quickly... It's locked, but I don't have a way to open it. Okay, we need to go upstairs, I think. Upstairs. I think it's this room here. And in here. And let's just close this. And unlock with the key. No. Okay, is it the tea room key? Let's try that. Place item. Yep. Cool. Alright, so we're going to leave this for the moment for here, because we've been recording for over an hour, and we will come back in part 4, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't. It really means the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.